Hey Talesverser, welcome back to the channel. Lately, I keep seeing the same advice everywhere. If you want peace, consume less information. Stop reading the news. Do an information detox. The less you know, the calmer you'll be. And honestly, a part of me agrees. There are days when turning off notifications and stepping away from the endless scroll actually feels like breathing fresh air again. But then there are other days when I try to stay away from information and instead of calm, I feel something else. Restlessness, guilt, even a weird kind of anxiety. And I started wondering, is knowing less equals living calmer really that simple? Or is there something more going on here? Let's talk about it honestly. First, the part that is true. Too much information really does overload the brain. When you're bombarded with headlines, opinions, tragedies, predictions, and outrage 24/7, your nervous system stays in low-grade fight-or-flight mode. Cortisol stays elevated. The amygdala, your emotional alarm center, gets overworked. Sleep suffers. Focus disappears. So yes, reducing input can lower chronic stress and give your brain the break it desperately needs. Many people report sleeping better, feeling lighter, and having more mental space after a real detox. But here's where it gets interesting and a little uncomfortable. For some people, when they cut information way down, they don't just feel calm, they start to feel uncomfortable in a different way. Why? Because information, even the bad kind, often gives us a sense of control and meaning. Knowing what's happening in the world, even if it's awful, makes us feel like we're not completely powerless. It gives us something to talk about, something to care about, something to have an opinion on. When you remove that stream, suddenly there's silence, and for many of us, silence is scarier than noise. Some people even report feeling guilty or irresponsible when they stop consuming news. What if something important happens and I don't know? Am I being selfish by looking away? That guilt can turn into a new kind of anxiety, different from news anxiety, but still anxiety. Then there's another layer. When you detox from constant input, you suddenly have a lot more mental space. And what fills that space? Your own thoughts, your own unresolved feelings, your own life. For some people, that's beautiful. They reconnect with hobbies, relationships, creativity. But for others, it's terrifying because they've been using information as a distraction from their own inner world. When the distraction disappears, everything they've been avoiding comes rushing back in. That's why some people try detoxing and then relapse hard. They go back to scrolling even more than before because the quiet felt worse than the chaos. So is less information equals more peace a lie? Not exactly. It's just not the full truth for everyone. The truth is more nuanced. Reducing toxic, endless, sensationalist input usually helps a lot of people feel calmer and clearer, but completely shutting off information can create a different kind of discomfort, guilt, disconnection, or facing your own unprocessed feelings. The sweet spot is curated intentional consumption, choosing what you let in, how much and when, instead of total abstinence. So if you've tried detoxing and it didn't bring the peace everyone promised, you're not failing, you're just experiencing the other side of the coin. The real work is figuring out what kind of information actually grounds, connects, and keeps someone safe without drowning them. That's the part worth experimenting with. So tell me in the comments, have you tried an information detox? Did it bring peace or did it bring something unexpected? Like if this made you think twice about your feed. Subscribe if you want more honest psychology conversations and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for being here. See you soon.